Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, bbmirasworld. Here again, if you're stopping by for the first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. But if you're not, thank you so much for always sticking around. I really appreciate. So my last video, or my last two videos, I told you guys the total cost of traveling to Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, and all that. And I'm back here with that of Zanzibar. I'm particular about Zanzibar because when I wanted to go to Tanzania, I was excited. I really wanted to visit Zanzibar. So today we're going to be talking about your total cost of travel to Zanzibar, Tanzania in 2021. So without further ado, let us hop straight into this video right away. So first thing first, before traveling to Zanzibar or Dar es Salaam or Tanzania, you would need a tourist visa to go with. There are a list of instructions on the official government portal online for you to read before you go ahead or before you proceed to apply for the visa. One of them is for some type of countries which fall under some type of category, and Nigeria is under that category. For we Nigerians, we need to apply 2 months before time. I never read that instruction, so I applied a month, 2 weeks, or a month, 3 weeks before time. I waited for a month plus, and I'd already booked my ticket and all that, but my visa wasn't ready. I was already freaking out. But then, as God may have it, it finally came out a week before I traveled, and I was super happy about that. So that visa costed me about $52. I told you guys on my other video, if you haven't seen the total cost of traveling to Kenya in 2021, please go ahead and see it. I'll leave it on the description box. I might still leave it somewhere on the screen. Just click on that video and watch the full video. I told you guys to reduce cost, you either book way before your travel date or you also book multi-city. So for me, I used Ethiopia multi-city. This is not a sponsored video, but I'm just letting you guys know. I used Ethiopia multi-city, and that was from Nigeria to Kenya, from Kenya to Tanzania, and then from Tanzania back to Nigeria. And that costed me about $1,000. So let me say if I split it, Kenya would take $500, Tanzania would take $500. So that's about $50 now and $500. Now, before you travel, you would need where you can stay. Before you even apply for Tanzanian visa, you will either need an invite from someone in Tanzania, or you pay for a hotel prior before then. And if you get an invite, you may need the person to submit their national ID to the immigration. They would have to call the person. In my own case, I waited for so long, and finally they had to call the girl, and she said, yes, this is my friend, she's coming to see me, blah blah blah. And that was how I got my visa. So talking about where you will stay, you need to put that into consideration. If you are traveling on a budget like me, you can look for Airbnbs from between $8 to $18 or $20. The Airbnb we stayed was about $17 and $25 for 2. So for me, I spent half of the money, which is about $16, and I stayed in Tanzania for 1 week. But in that 1 week, I stayed 3 days in, or 4 days in Dar es Salaam, and then 2 days in Zanzibar. So I'm going to break it for you. The Airbnb I stayed in Dar es Salaam was way cheaper because I wanted to cut cost. But when I got to Zanzibar, I needed to make videos, so I upped my game to like about $30 or $35 Airbnb, which is even one of the cheapest in Zanzibar. Well, so far so good. I spent $52 for visa, $500 for the flight because of the multi-city thing. That's 1,000 divided by 2, 500. That's $552. For the Airbnb, let's say $15 times 4, which is about $60. And in Zanzibar, let's say $30 for 2 nights, which is about another $60. That sums it up to $120. Now, multi-city, which I paid for, does not have anything to do with Zanzibar. So when I got to Dar es Salaam, I had to pay for a ferry from Dar to Zanzibar. So the ferry costed us $35 going and coming, which is about $70. So now $52, $500, $120, and extra $70. Now Tanzania is a bit cheaper to compare to Kenya, which means that if you're visiting places, the amount you're going to spend is way lesser than what you spend to visit places in Kenya. So if you want to explore and come to Dar, you will pay cheaper prices for gate fees to access anywhere you want to access. Some places are even literally free, just like Mombasa, that most of the places to visit there is free. So for gate fees and all, I doubt you spend much. But when you get to Zanzibar, you're gonna like spend more because you're gonna pay for snorkeling, you're gonna pay for dolphin tour, you're gonna pay for this, that. So let's budget about $300 for the gate fee and the expenses of trying out stuff. So that's like 52, 500, 120 for the house, and then 75 for the ferry going and 35, that's 70, sorry, 70 for the ferry going and coming, and then 300 for all the, all the stuff you're going to do there, all the fun and all those stuff. So for exploring and adventure, you can just budget about 300, because I said that Dar and Zanzibar is rich part than Zanzibar, but both of them are rich part compared to the gate fees and all the stuff I spent in Kenya. So let's talk about food. In Zanzibar, you have varieties to try because so many people are at the beach. There are a whole bunch of people visiting Zanzibar from everywhere in the world. So they have special delicacy. They have different delicacy for different people there. So you can see the cost of traveling to Zanzibar is way cheaper than what you expected. But if you don't want to try the multi-city, you can actually book 3 or 2 months before your flight, knowing that your visa is going to be ready after 2 months from the day you applied. So rounding everything up and calculating everything, I feel like you're going to spend less than $2,000 to have less than $2,000 for you to go to Zanzibar and have a nice time. In as much as there are things that are way pricey and all, but if you're really traveling on a budget, then you need to spend on budget-friendly things, right? Like, where to eat, where to stay, where to visit. For me, I feel like visiting places and exploring and the whole adventure stuff is the reason why people travel. So why don't you try that? Save more money for adventure and exploration and having fun, while you spend less for the hotel, the Airbnb, and the flight and all that. So basically, for you to travel to Zanzibar, you need a 1 million naira, less than 1 million naira, which is less than $2,000, is enough for you. Or you can just go with $2,000. Oh my goodness, sorry, I literally forgot about the COVID thing. Who was I thinking? You need your COVID test. Here in Nigeria, COVID test is $100. In Tanzania, COVID test is $100. But when you enter from Dar to Zanzibar, you do not need to repeat the COVID test because you are still in the same country. So you have to spend $100 living where you are to Dar, and then when you get to Dar, there's a rapid test they take, which is $25. So it's like $100 plus $25. That's how much, $125. Then when you're about to leave Dar, that is where you will do the main coronavirus PCR test, which costs about $100. And then when you get back to Nigeria, you pay another $100. If I calculate the COVID test, $100 is $25 when you get there. For the rapid test, that's $125 plus $100, that's $325. Yeah, so you can so yeah, I don't know why I forgot. I was like, oh, this is way cheap. There's something that I'm not adding. Anyway, here it is, the COVID test. Traveling during the pandemic is not an easy task. You have to spend more than usual, but then we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So put that in check, that you need that amount of money for your COVID test if you're traveling this period. So if I total everything, we have about $52 for the visa, $500 for the ticket, which is about $552. We have $120 for the Airbnb. That's if you are staying for a week. If you're staying for 2 weeks, it can be like $240, depending on the kind of Airbnb you want. For me, I went for budget-friendly Airbnbs. I don't know what you want. If you want luxury, you keep your cash. You know what I mean? And then for visiting places and exploring, that's like you keep your $300. So which is like $550 plus $120. 70 plus 300, $1,070 plus 325 for your Airbnb, which is like 1,395, I guess. I don't know if my calculation is right. I'll leave it on the screen. Then plus the 70 to get to Zanzibar if you're traveling from Dar, so that's about $1,400 plus. And I'm missing out on something. Yeah, I'm missing out something. I just remembered your food. you need to eat, you know. You understand why you need to eat, so you can budget about $200 for food, or if you want to try stuff and stuff like that, you know. Just travel, have fun, but just save your money before you travel. So if you end up calculating everything, you are still going to spend way less than $2,000, or a little bit over $2,000. So why not just budget about $2,000 or $2,200 for your trip to Tanzania? You're going to go to Dar, you're going to go to Zanzibar, or in the range of $2,200 or even $2,000, depending on how you manage stuff, you know what I mean. Anyways, I guess I've been talking too much. It's time to leave your screen. If you enjoyed watching this video just as much as I enjoyed filming it, and if you have more questions, then please don't forget to leave it down below in the comment section, and I'm sure and I'll be glad to reply you and answer your questions. I guess this brings us to the end of this video. If you love this video, then do not forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Until then, bye.